everybody, and welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to make the Confettis bracelet. This was designed by Neon Loomer on Instagram, and let me bring up her profile, his profile. I am really sorry, his profile. Alright, so Neon_Loomer, he is a dude by the way, and again I'm sorry about that, but this is his profile. And he posts some really cool bracelets, one of which happened to be the Confettis bracelet. And I thought it was really cool. It's right here. And I think that it looks really nice in like neon colors or in pastel colors. So anyway, definitely make sure to check out his account, give him a follow. Oops, sorry, I just hit something. I'll have his name in the description box below as well, so you can check that out. And I'm going to show you how to make this today. So it is going to take 5 bar pins or 2 looms, and it's going to want to be in the stagger configuration. And then you're going to want, why do I keep holding that up? You're going to want a hook, a C-clip, and quite a few colors of bands if you're going to do like a pastel or a rainbow kind of thing, but I'm only going to use 4 today because I'm not good with like rainbow stuff. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I'll show you the colors as I go along with the bracelet. So for the border here is white. For my border today, I will be using some neon green. So you're going to start from the first center peg and just go out to the left and out to the right, and then extend those to the very outside pins here. And then you're going to do 2 single chains running until you reach the third to last pegs on both sides. I'll show you what that looks like when I get up there. I'm going to go ahead and do just the left side first and then the right side. Also, I did make this bracelet a full wrap, which you need 4 looms for, or 10 bar pins. This one I'm just doing on 1 loom so that I can save some time and not go and bore you while I'm doing this very long process. Alright, so then once you get to here, you're going to want to just turn into the center twice. And same here, coming in from the left and going into the center. Then, once you do that, go ahead and push down all these border bands and come back to the beginning. Alright, and once you have gotten all those laid, come back to the beginning. Now we're going to place these bands that are in the sides. Now it's hard to see, but there is Passion Glow and Midnight Blue Glow in here. And I'm first going to be laying the Passion Glow, which is going, or the whatever band is Passion Glow in there, which is going to be like your top band, and I'm going to use some neon pink for that. So you're going to want to start from this outermost left peg and go into the center and then back up here. So you're doing a triangle here. Then I like to take this on the right side from the center pin and then just stretch it around here. And so again, from this peg you're going to go create a triangle there. And then from here, create another triangle. So you're going to just do this set of triangles all the way up the loom. I will just go ahead and finish this side first, and then I'll come back and do the other side, and then I'll show you what to do next. For this part, it doesn't matter really where you start, but for the next part, it will matter a ton. So, alright, so I've gotten to here. I'm not going to place any more on this side. I'm going to finish this side though, so I'm going to come back here and continue placing these bands. Oops. Okay, and then once you have that done, make sure that your bands are pushed down both on that center part and on the sides. So once you finish that, come back to the beginning, and we're now going to place our third color, which in this bracelet is the Midnight Blue Glow. It's not as visible on this bracelet, but I'm going to use neon yellow for that, so you can definitely see it. Okay, so you're going to actually start from this peg here and this peg here. From this peg, you're going to lay an opposite triangle, so the point is going to be over here rather than the point being in here. And you're going to go around these two pegs here. And then again from this peg, making sure that that point is going to the outside. And I'm going to do the same thing here. And again. Just make sure that the point is on the outside. And again, I'm just going to do this all the way up the right side first, and then I'll come back and do the left, just because the right side for me, in this part at least, is a bit easier. And then the last band you place will be here. And so it'll connect to this border band. Come back to this, and we're going to do this on the other side. Okay, and last one here. So again, once you finish that, that's what you're going to look, or that's what your loom is going to look like. And then come back to the beginning. We're going to be placing these center bands now. In this it's white, and I'm going to be using white again. So what you're going to want to do is just place a normal starburst all the way down the center, but when you're looping, it's very important that you start here at the 2 o'clock from this center peg, and then go down to the 4 o'clock, then 6, 8, 10, and 12, because when you're looping, it's going to be a very confusing looping process if you did not lay your bands like this. So I would definitely recommend doing that. Plus it looks like it's supposed to when you put them on like this. So anyway, I'm going to do this again. So just going from this peg out to the 2 o'clock and around in a clockwise configuration. You should be able to fit 6 starbursts on one loom length, but if you are doing a full wrap, you obviously can do more. So if you're doing like pastels or rainbow, this would definitely be a great place to put them. And this will be my last starburst here. Alright, and once we finish that, what we're going to want to do is just place a cap band, a regular cap band, on this last peg. Actually, wait, don't do that yet. Okay, so what we actually want to do is, you can use whatever color you want for this. You can use a separate color, doesn't really matter, but we have to place 2 bands that are capped in here in the center, and here it was Purple Potion, I think, like it's a Halloween band, but I'm just going to use my border color neon green. I almost said neon blue. And so I feel like it's easier for me that I'm doing 2 bands just to put them on my hook and cap it, and you're going to put it on the center of the starburst. and it's going to be pretty thick, so make sure that you do push your bands down. You can also just take 2 bands and twist them on here, but make sure that you're doing them at the same time. If you don't do them at the same time, they'll all be loose. So you're just putting 2 bands on the center of all 6 of the cap bands, or all 6 of the starbursts. Okay, and then once you've placed those last bands, oops, that one's messed up. Oh my gosh. Come on, bands. Alright, once you place your last bands, what you're going to do is we're actually going to start the looping. So go ahead and turn your loom around. Make sure that the arrows are pointing towards you now. And please, please, please pay attention to the looping process. It's very confusing if you just like try to skip past it. It's not any type of normal looping, so make sure to pay attention. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. You're going to go underneath of this double capped band, and you're going to grab the top band, which hopefully, if you listen to my directions, it should be this one that's coming back towards you. But you're going to pull it out, but you're not going to loop it back towards you. And you're not going to loop it to this pin. Instead, you're going to loop it 2 pins up. So to this pin here. Then, if you go inside again and grab your next top band, it should be this one that I'm touching with my pinky. But again, you're not going to loop it to itself, and you're not going to loop it 1 to the side, but you're going to loop it 2. 2 passed in a counterclockwise configuration. Then going in here, grab your 3rd band. It will be the band that loops to here, but instead you're going to go 1 and then put it on the 2nd one. This is where it's supposed to go. You're skipping 1, putting it on this one. Then what you're going to do is go in and grab this band that's supposed to pull straight forward. And instead of pulling it straight forward, count 1, 2, and put it over here. Then again for this one, going over to here, you're going to count 1, or this one's 1, and then 2, and you're going to put it back here. And then last one, you're going to count here, and then go 1, 2, and place it right here. So now it's going to look kind of like a pinwheel. It's a pretty cool look. So just push down this last band here, because after you loop that, you're just going to put a cap band on. Okay. So once you put your cap band on, now we can go ahead and start the next looping. But instead of going from underneath of the cap band and grabbing this band, what we want to do is just go ahead and grab this band from underneath so that the starbursts will connect. And just like before, you're going to bring it not over 1 but 2 pegs. You're going to stretch it pretty far. So I did forget to say this, but if your bands are not strong, like Rainbow Loom brand, just be very careful. If you're using dual layer bands, again, just be careful, make sure they don't snap, or like limited edition bands does too. So anyway, going underneath of the cap band, grab the 2nd band. Oops. It's not going to be this one, it's going to be this one here. So grab that 2nd band, don't pull it back to itself, don't pull it up 1 but up 2. Then grabbing this one, pulling it over 2. Grabbing this one, pulling it over 2. And then once you grab this one and you're going to pull it over 2, it would be down to here, but instead stretch it all the way down to here. Because if we do happen to loop it here, it won't get caught with anything, it will just pop off, your entire bracelet will fall apart. And then grabbing your last band, and you're just going to kind of pull it over to there. I almost lost that band. So this is what it should look like now. This one should look like a pinwheel. This one will be a little bit stretched in different directions, but that's okay. It should look like that. So I'm going to go ahead and instruct you, or I guess teach you, one more time on how to do this just from like a lower point of view, and then I'll finish the other 3 kind of silently, and then I'll show you what to do with these. So, going inside of here, remember grabbing this band so that it will catch those bands from the starburst, pulling it all the way up to here, go underneath, grab this band and pull it over 2, grab this band, pull it over 2, grab this band, pull it over to, grab this band. Remember, don't pull it down to the second peg. Instead, pull it all the way down to this outer loop of the starburst down here. Then grab this last one and just kind of pull it across. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just do the rest of these pretty quickly if I can. And then I'll teach you what to do with the next couple parts. Somebody just text messaged me on my phone, so it just like buzzed. So if you heard anything, that's what it was. Okay, so after you finish that, it should look like this. This is what your loom should look like. It'll look all spider webby. It's pretty cool. If you use white bands, it'll look even more spider webby. So I don't even think that's a word. But anyway, come back to the beginning of your loom, and we're going to go ahead and loop these neon yellow bands that are the triangles. So, going over to this side peg here, you're going to go underneath of those two bands and grab that neon yellow band, pull it over to the outside, and then going inside of here, grabbing this neon yellow, pulling it to the outside, same pin as well. So all 3 points of the triangle should be here. Then going inside of here, again, grabbing that neon yellow, pulling it to the outside, and then grabbing the 3rd point and putting it on that same outside pin. So it should look like this. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of do the rest of these. It should be pretty simple. You're just pulling the 2 neon yellow bands that are on the inside to the outside. Make sure that they're going on the same pin. And then grabbing this one from up here and pulling it down to the outside as well. So, oops, my loom is all folding in. Anyway, after I do this, or after I finish this left side, I'm going to go ahead and do the right side. It's the same thing, and I did just finish the left side, so I'm going to continue with the right side, and then I'll show you what to do with the neon pink bands and with the border bands. Okay, and then again, once you finish that, make sure to push down your neon yellow bands. And I'm going to come back to the beginning, and now we're going to be looping the neon pink. So you're going to just go underneath of this peg, and you're going to grab that point of the neon pink, pull it up to itself, and pull it down to itself. So again, grabbing this, and just pulling it around those two pins that it's on the border. So you're grabbing this point and then pulling it around the other 2 points. Also, make sure that your pink bands go all the way over the pin. They don't pop off if you are using pink. If you're using another color, just whatever color corresponds, make sure that they're not popping off the pins. Like this. My hook always seems to get stuck in the bands down below and then like happens to get one of these all messed up. So I'm going to go ahead and push these down and then do the other side. Okay, and again I have finished this side, so I'm going to go ahead and push down my pink bands. So now I can get to the final looping step, which is the border. So the border is the simple part of the looping, I should say, because it's just a regular border looping. You're just going to go underneath of the cap band and underneath of those 2 white bands. You're going to grab that border band, pull it out to itself. Grab this border band, pull it out to itself, and then pull that one out, and this one out. Then you're going to go all the way down through the bottom and grab that border band and pull it up. So it is going to be a pretty tight, I guess, it's going to be a tight stretch, I guess, I don't know. It's going to stress out your bands a bit. So make sure that you don't yank on them too hard, because it's pretty hard, I think, to put another band down through all of these and then loop it again. So I'm going to go ahead and loop the left side, loop the right side, and then take it off. And then when you get up here, just pull it in and into the center. Now once I've finished that, I'm going to take my extension band. I'm actually going to use 2 just because this is a tighter bracelet. And I'm going to put them on my hook and pull this through so that I can now pull this off of the loom. The side bands or the border bands are going to be the absolute hardest. I would just recommend pulling them off bit by bit. Don't try and yank the entire thing off at once, because it will probably stress out your bands even more and it might snap some. So just be careful when you're pulling it off. And definitely make sure that those white bands come off too. So this is what the back side will actually look like. If you can see, this is the front side and this is the back. So if you, this is the back, turn it around, look at the front, it looks a lot better. And you can see that the neon yellow is like underneath, but at the same time it's also like on top here. And then the pink is like frilly on the outside. So that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe. I'll have Neon Loomer's name in the description box below. Make sure to give him a follow. Check him out on Instagram. And that's all I'm going to have for you guys today, and I hope to see you next time.